Hello one and all, and welcome to another Combo Gun Workshop video. In this video, I'll be covering what I feel are the best builds for what I consider to be the medium pistols of Modern Warfare, the X16 and the M1911. Let's start off with the X16, shall we? Since it's the first pistol we unlock and everyone's starting weapon in Warzone. The X16 hails from Austria, much like the AUG, and is chambered in the powerful 45 ACP round with a 13 round base magazine. This pistol offers a 3 to 5 shot kill to the body at all ranges and has a base fire rate of around 300 rounds per minute. Its headshot multiplier is great and guarantees a 2-shot headshot, however, mixing in 1 headshot at close range will let you hit your enemy anywhere else and get that 2-shot kill. The M1911, the finest handgun the world has ever known, has the same killing potential as the X16, which makes perfect sense considering they're both chambered in 45 ACP. Unlike the X16, however, the M1911 is American-made, has been in service for over a century, and has a 7-round magazine, and fires slightly slower at 284 rounds per minute. What this weapon does have over the X16 is range. The X16's base range is around 20 meters, while the M1911 sits at 24 meters. It's not a huge difference, but it's one that I still count as an upside. The recoil on each of these weapons is noticeably higher than that of the 9mm pistols that I covered in my last pistol video, but they're still very easy to control in my opinion. In order to give some sort of comparison, I just fired 7 shots from the X16 instead of its full magazine, that way the recoil plots would be relatable to each other. Now let's hop into my 2 builds for these speedy, powerful sidearms. The Reaper is my overall favorite build for the X16. In fact, it's what I suggested for Freaky Haircut to use once I convinced him to start running a sidearm. We start off in the barrel section with the Tactical Suppressor, my newest favorite suppressor. Next, the Singuard Arms Advantage Barrel is used to boost our weapon's range and bullet velocity. The lightweight trigger drastically increases our fire rate. Rubberized grip tape is up next to help with recoil control. This build is then finally rounded off by the Sleight of Hand perk, which is hopefully working again at this point. The Reaper is a fine stealthy pistol option that utilizes attachments that literally never harm this weapon's movement speed. The build is similar in speed to my Secret Agent M19 build. The Tactical Suppressor is basically an all-bonus attachment, as the ADS speed loss on a weapon like this is basically non-existent. The Advantage Barrel has the same negligible downside while boosting this weapon's effective range and bullet velocity, something all pistols in this game could honestly use. I've been getting more into using a variety of rear grips on my weapons, as I feel like they're still beneficial even if it's just to a small degree. This is what leads me to mostly use the rubberized grip tape for some recoil control boosts, seeing as this variant basically has nothing to fight that. Not that it really needs it though. Sleight of Hand is just great for me, as I typically empty this fairly bountiful magazine quickly. And lastly, the lightweight trigger is what makes this build competitive. Without it, most pistols just fire too slow to be used as a primary, while also not being able to deal enough damage quickly as a secondary. The light trigger boosts this weapon's respectable fire rate from 300-ish rounds per minute all the way up to 400 rounds per minute. That's a massive 33% increase to our fire rate. The Reaper fits perfectly in standard multiplayer as either a primary or a secondary. In Ground War, pistol primary can be tough, so it's best to use it as a secondary or for sneaky ladder attacks. Why you would use the starting pistol as a loadout option in Warzone is beyond me. When it comes to my favorite pistol in any game that features it, there's only one build for America's M1911, and that's my classy build. We start off in the muzzle section with the compensator to cut down on vertical recoil. Next, I use the 45 match grade barrel for boosted range and bullet velocity, as well as further boosting our recoil control. This barrel just costs us some movement speed. The lightweight trigger again makes an appearance for that needed rate of fire boost. The rubberized grip tape is also here from the previous build. And this variant is rounded off with the fully loaded perk, as our starting ammo is just way too low. Now I know this build isn't going to be for everybody. In fact, I know this pistol isn't for everybody, but this is the only 1911 build I will ever run. None of the attachments are visibly intrusive, so the integrity and beauty of this sidearm are preserved while allowing it to perform better than it would without any changes. The compensator helps cut down our vertical recoil quite a bit when combined with the match grade barrel. Recoil on this build is ridiculously easy to manage with both of those attachments. The rubberized grip tape further helps in this department, as the medium pistols are already very snappy, so any ADS or sprint out speed boost from the stippled grip tape simply wouldn't be worth it. The light trigger again gives this pistol a massive boost to its rate of fire. It jumps from 284 rounds per minute all the way up to 361. Just like before, that's a massive increase, a 27% increase in fact. I'm going to be honest. Classy is not every man's pistol. I do perfectly fine with it whenever I use it, but its small magazine size and fairly unforgiving nature will definitely cause some of you to struggle. That being said, it's an excellent sidearm for standard multiplayer and ground war. It is still, however, pretty useless against anyone in Warzone. And that will wrap up this video covering both of the medium pistols from Modern Warfare. The Reaper is definitely going to be the more popular out of the two builds I suggested today. It's more forgiving, has a higher fire rate, better ammo capacity, and lower recoil. It's also faster than the 1911 since none of the attachments harm it in that department. In terms of a strong stealth pistol, the Reaper is a fine choice, especially since it's easy to build if you've been playing Warzone. Classy, on the other hand, is mostly for 1911 purists such as myself. I love the style of the gun and the sound of it, hence the lack of a suppressor. What Classy does have going for it as a secondary, however, is the fully loaded perk. If you're running a 45 SMG like the Striker or the Fennec, this will give you plenty of starting ammo to use with your primary. So what did you guys think of my builds? Was this batch good, or were both suggestions straight trash? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm really glad I got to bring you guys these videos every week. It kinda gives me a weekly goal that I really look forward to accomplishing. I thank you all for your time. You've all been great. I've been your host, and I will see you later.